Good morning, everyone. Yes, it's your girl Shay. It is 5 a.m. and I am ready for some eggs, boys and girls. I have to wipe my stove, and then I try to wipe my little bit of wool right here. I don't have a firm hand like I used to, so I can't do the best I would like to, but there's no way I'm not gonna try. You understand what I'm saying? So, one of the things that I notice about my stove is that when I turn it on, I always get smoke over here. So, I kind of think it's because of me leaving some of the product on the oven. But I have the best news in the world, boys and girls. I have the best news in the world. Now, a few weeks ago, I've been complaining about my water not being hot. And then turn around. Guess what happened to me? Mm-mm. So they turned our water off to work on a boiler or some crap, and I did not get upset. I just filled up some pasta jars with some water and did what I had to do. It is the process. So at the same time, someone else was complaining about the water and everything. I said, well, would you rather your building not do repairs that's needed? These are the things that have to go on. So I turn around. I didn't even notice it until this morning. 5 o'clock. Guess what? The water is piping hot. Piping hot, boys and girls. I'm getting in the shower any time of the day now. I don't have to wait till 6 in the morning. Hell no. I just went in that bathroom and turned my water on to do my Lord's work. And honey, that water is hot. Woo! Lord have mercy. You have to count your blessings, boys and girls. Amen. And then I was in my bed. I was laying down. I said, I can't deal with this shit here. I'm talking sweat just rolling off my head. And I don't know why I have a hard time putting on my fan in the winter time because I'm trying to conserve energy. But I said, oh, hell no. I pay my electricity. I pay my electricity before I pay something else. And my rent too. So I said, I turned that fan on. Why did I sleep like a queen? Absolutely. Absolutely. And then I said, okay, I'm feeling a certain type of way. Now, the last few days I've been struggling to eat. And this morning I wanted some damn eggs. I wanted some eggs. So, woo! That only means that my medication is leaving my system and my mood is getting better. I don't ever want to be in a position where I have to struggle to eat. Now, I'm not the type of person I want to overindulge. Absolutely not. But this morning, I'm going to try. I'm not good at scrambled eggs, but what I absolutely want this morning are some scrambled eggs with some cheese and some butter so I can sit down on my whatever and have me some eggs and ketchup and hot sauce. That's what your girl wants this morning. So that's what I'm going to make. But I did say I might want to just cut up 2 hot dogs and fry it on the side. One of them ghetto meals that we used to have when we had no other options. Well, 5 o'clock this morning, I have plenty of options. That's not the point. The point is, I feel like what I'm going to eat. But I can promise you something, which is really strange. I have not eaten American cheese in a number of years. But the other day when I went to the store, I was trying to be kind, and I picked up some American cheese, and from Aldi, and now I'm gonna put these American cheese in my eggs. And another thing, I mentioned that I couldn't find my frying pan, my little pan You want to know why I couldn't find my pan? Because it was in that blasted dishwasher that I always forget that I have because I'm always at that sink washing dishes. So this morning, well, maybe 2 days ago, I found my pan. See the little smoke that I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do here is make sure it's on the front because I barely used this side of the stove. I'm going to fry myself two hot dogs in that pan right there. I am sick and tired of being freaking hot though. Freak. Give me a break. I haven't had a fried hot dog in many years. Yesterday I was doing a lot of Tubi watching, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Okay, now there, I think I should put some oil in there. I'm not one to have bologna. I'm not one to have bologna, but sometime when I was a little girl, I know people used to have fried bologna with something else with it. I don't know what they used to eat with it, but I'm gonna be buying me some bologna to make some fried bologna. I'm gonna put 4 eggs in this pot right here. And Aldi has eggs for $2. And being that times are hard and eggs are one of the things. Oh, did I do that? Yes, I did. Wow. But it doesn't matter. Eggs are one of the things that I'm going to be buying a lot of because, ooh, my refrigerator is high. The egg is frozen. And you're not going to believe what happened to me. Yeah, so I'm going to be buying a lot of eggs. I have about, this is empty now, so I have about 7 dozen eggs in my refrigerator. I'm going to put 4 eggs in here. But this egg is stuck now. I think I lost it. And this egg, as I said I was going to start putting my shell inside of here. Oh, I see, I'm completely lost the egg, so I'm not even going to bother. Oh, that was nice. I'm going to throw this in garbage. Uh-oh. See, I don't want my butter to turn brown right now. Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to put some garlic and parsley in here. And I'm not going to be stingy because I have enough to spare. And some pepper. I love pepper. My sweet paprika. I cannot believe Paprika and I are best friends. Did she tell you? Well, we are. A few weeks ago, I tried something with Coral's little baby jar, and it absolutely was beautiful. I put a little bit of Knorr on my eggs. Now, when I say a little bit, I mean absolutely a little bit. Just a little bit. That's it. And it's this one right here. And there goes my sausage, my bacon. You know what the hell I mean. You know what I mean. Okay, now my eggs are doing perfect. I actually want my yolk a little raw. So what I'm going to do is just put a little top on this for a minute or two. If I can find one. I think I did. And instead of turning this pot off, I'm going to leave this pot on. Baby, you got to start making noise, honey. You might be cursing me out, and I don't know nothing about the words that you're using over there. Okay, we have to take care of this right here. That's salmonella. You know what that is, right? Gotta get that off there, boys and girls. Now, while this simmers down on low, I'm going to do the kind and gentle thing, pause the video, and wash up those dishes. Maybe one of these days I'll show myself some kindness and use that dishwasher that I have. But I always forget I have one, but it doesn't matter. Life will go on. My pot, ooh! I'm going to put my American slices that I haven't opened up. Oh, there we go. Do need a little salt. I didn't take my enzyme yet, so salt is the only thing that helps me not get nauseous. I'm allergic to egg whites. And now I'm going to turn off my pot, and you will see me in a minute. Here's my beautiful breakfast, and it took me 17 minutes almost between the time for finishing up. I emptied the bedroom garbage. I dumped the kitchen garbage. I washed the frying pans. I cleaned off the counter. And in that time, I'm not able to eat. I am going to try the meal. I can eat this little piece of cake right here. And I made myself a cup of tea. And I made myself a cup of lemonade. But in the time that I was making my egg, feeling up and all that other good stuff, the dark side came back, and my mind is not thinking positively anymore. So one of the things that I cannot do is force myself to eat when I'm not feeling a certain type of way. So I'm going to enjoy my chamomile tea, and then I'm going to eat my lemon muffin thing. I absolutely love chamomile tea. So I keep these in the freezer. This is my actually last one. I had a whole 8 in a bin, and I had it for exactly a little bit over 2 months. That's how much I wean and when I nibble in things. So I'm gonna have myself this. Lemon is absolutely refreshing in every way. What makes this really nice, I just took it out the freezer. It doesn't freeze, but it gets a nice chill to it. Mm. I'm looking around to see if I had an enzyme up here somewhere. I always try. Oh no, I don't want to take that till 6 in the morning anyway. Okay. I'm going to go into my bedroom. I'm going to get on my row and ride, and I'm going to do a 30. I have been so consistent, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. I am on my row and ride every day. Morning time, I do the best I can to do 30. Nighttime, I do my best to do 40. But I cannot lie, I've been able to do maybe one or two over in the morning and maybe a few over at night. So I'm happy about that. And I am noticing changes in my upper body being back consistent to my row and ride. Mm. You wouldn't believe what I did with my ketchup, boys and girls. I uh I did it so nastily that the top is all funky. So I got ketchup everywhere. I said I'm gonna have to go leave it on the counter and then wash the whole ketchup out. Uh, it feels as if mm, I kid you not. It feels as if I can't even tell you. I don't want to tell you because you may not feel comfortable after I tell you. But I cannot eat anymore. I was gonna try. I just put the hot sauce, got the ketchup. If I force anything down, it's going to come back up. So we're gonna keep it there. We're gonna be kind and gentle to one another. God did provide. I do have the food. It's going to sit right here on this table. And when the feeling comes, I will take a piece and move on, and take a piece and move on. This is basically my meal, but I cannot eat it. I cannot eat it. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't want to. Um, a part of me feels like I don't know what a part of me feels like that I feel like saying because my mind is not doing well. I'm going to turn on Kirk Franklin because he lifts my mood. I'm going to get in the shower. I'm going to love up myself in the shower. And I'm going to do everything I can to combat what my mind is telling me. But my mind right now is pushing me to handcuffs. So those are the things I have to do for myself. And all of this that I'm dealing with now will be gone once my life levels off into some sort of normalcy. And when I say normalcy, it has to get to where my mind is not thinking of other people. I owe myself kindness of loving myself, making myself a meal, taking care of my home. I have two chairs to put up. I just put up this beautiful ottoman. I'm sitting on my dining chair. It's the first time I eat a meal at this table in a long time. I have so many blessings. Those are the things I'm trying to work on thinking right now. I I don't want to pack this massive apartment because I kid you not, compared to what they're building now in low income for 1 and 2 bedrooms, this is a massive apartment. But I kind of think it is time to do an emergency move and vacate people, places, and things. So today I wanted to venture off to see someone, but when I see that person, I remember another person. So people, places, and things I have to move against. Yesterday I was on Facebook and this I was reading this nice thing. This man put up, his face is up, and then I saw the name, and the person's last name was familiar. I don't know the person, never seen the person, nothing, but the person's last name is familiar to someone that I know, and I thought it might be him because we are Facebook friends. He just doesn't, we don't communicate. So I thought it was going to be reading an update with him. Then I saw a certain name, and then I had to back off. But when I saw the name, it did something to me. It just took my whole mood. So what I'm going to do now is take my shower, because I count my shower as a blessing. Plus, I kid you not, my shirt is absolutely sticking to me. My shirt is sticking to me. I don't know. Please don't cry. Not now. Please don't cry. Just don't cry. Please don't cry. Just don't cry. Just don't cry. Please. Just don't cry. I'm trying. I'm trying. I just don't want to cry. I'm just tired of crying. And I owe myself. Please don't cry. Please just don't cry. And eat this meal that you need. Just eat the meal. You need the meal. This shirt is sticking to me. I'm doing everything in my power not to make excuses, because excuses don't solve problems. So if I have to talk to myself to get me where I need to go, I owe myself that. And it's my kindness to myself. So I just don't want to cry. That's it. Because when I start, I can't stop. So what I am going to do is try to eat my meal. That's it. Change begins with me. That's it. Change begins with me. That's it. So the rest of that bullshit, I'm not trying to hear it right now. I owe myself this meal. I provided this meal for myself. I owe myself. I stood on my feet, made this meal. I made this meal because I wanted this meal, and now I need to eat this meal. That's it. That's it. Focus and provide. Eat me a hot dog. I don't know how anybody can sweat all day and not want to do something harmful. I have to start my washing machine to wash my yesterday's cloths and things. My eggs look delicious, boys and girls. Absolutely. Woo! Okay, I haven't had American cheese in a while. When I say a while, I mean a long while. Oh my goodness. I have a breeze from that window over there. Woo! Oh, it just felt like air conditioner. It's one of the things I love about the wintertime. That is free AC, boys and girls. You better open your window and invite it in, because you know in June you're going to want it. Oh, my goodness. Mm. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, even my underarm is a little moist now. I saw this woman's video, and she said every night before bed, she soaks her feet in peroxide, and it does all this good stuff and everything. So before I take my shower, I'm gonna put one of them bins in my bathtub. I'm gonna put a bottle of peroxide in there. I'm gonna sit it on my nursing chair, put my feet in it, and just talk myself into removing some of these unwelcome thoughts that I'm having. And I don't know what the peroxide is going to do, but it's supposed to do something positive, like remove some. I don't know, and I'm going to do it. I have like 9,000 bottles of peroxide I don't actually use. So if I can take that time to have some me time, then that's what I'm going to do. But I can't eat anymore. I did the best I could. I'm actually, I can't eat anymore. I did a good job. I did try. So, and I made, an effort. That is all I need to do to allow myself is to make the effort. But I'm going to tell you something that is 110% disgusting to get in the shower while you're sweating. Absolutely, because it's so uncomfortable to be showering and you're still sweating, because I can actually feel the sweat popping through my little holes in my body while I'm underneath the water. But I'm going to try to calm down the sweating before I get in the shower. The beautiful thing is I can get in the shower any time of day now because they fixed the water. And I kind of knew something was going on with that water, boys and girls. I'm like, oh, this is not what we used to. Absolutely not. So thankful, but I kid you not, I'm feeling the freaking air from that window. My legs feel like they're about to be icy, so I need this, but I don't feel it on anywhere where my shirt and my head is. I feel it on my arm and I feel it on my leg. I need to be a little frozen right now, but I know when I'm frozen because my hands get cold, and when my hands get cold, then I have no choice but to try to close the window a little bit. Free, that is beautiful. I feel air coming from this side now. That's what happens when you just take a minute to calm down, I took off my shirt yesterday and I was laying down in the bed, trying to take me a little rest, but I could not rest without my shirt on. I just couldn't do it. My head is always, what if, the bad, everything. So it is what it is. So, but when I come out the shower um, this morning, I'm going to keep my body undressed, maybe for about 20 minutes if I can. It's a struggle. I'm going to try just to accommodate myself to feel a certain type of way, and then I will go throughout my day. But I kid you not, yesterday I actually wanted to delete my YouTube channel because I said I'm going to lose my subscribers if I don't get my head together, because this is going to be something that there are people that just do not understand mental health illness, and I don't know how to avoid. So there are times that, like yesterday, I fried my chicken, and I couldn't do a video. I made about 3 meals, and I couldn't do a video because I was cooking, I was crying, and stuff like that. But this is a rodeo that I cannot avoid. So I don't know how to be myself and not be myself, and then try to hide. And yesterday, I went to drive to the post office, and I cannot say everything because legally I would be so. But I was in my car and I just started screaming. I started screaming. And first of all, it is January in New York. I was so freaking hot. I left out of here in my pajamas, in my socks, in my rubber shoes, no coat, no hat, no gloves, nothing. And I got in the car, and the car was cold. Now, in the garage, my car is cold, but it's not as cold as it would be if I was parked on the street. I don't know if it's the garage door, but in the garage there is a massive amount of open space, which means the same air from out there, but I believe it's the walls that keep the car from getting to the point where it's actually frozen. So I got in the car and I was so thankful for the air that was all over me. But I started screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming while I was going to the post office. When I got to the post office, there was one man over here smoking a cigarette, another man standing outside his car in front of the post office. I got out of the car and my face was snotty, my eyes was soaking wet, and I went right in the post office. The man was filling out his paper, and I just dropped it off Beverly's package. But I didn't want to go to the post office. I didn't want to go outside. It was a struggle for me to go outside, but I had to talk to myself and say, no, this is not right. She's waiting for her shirts. No, you can't do this. So at that moment, I did not want to leave my house. I didn't feel like I could go outside, and it's a struggle for me. There are times when I just cannot go outside. I don't know what the hell happened to me. I don't know how I was born like this. I don't know who I hurt in a past life to do this to me. When I get to a point in my life and I'm smooth sailing, I don't have any negative thoughts that come across my mind. But then when I sit down and say to myself, I can't do the things that I want to do, and I'm sitting here 56 years old, did not want to live past 50. I prayed and prayed and prayed that I would have no longer existence on this earth past 50, and I'm sitting here 56 years old, 5 years past what I chose to be my expiration date. Now I've been struggling with reality that now at 56 years old, it is my expiration date. I no longer want to be dealing with certain things, and I believe I should have every right to make decisions for myself that do what would make me feel better. And I don't understand the stigma against doing certain things that you want to do to remove yourself from feeling a certain type of way. But I sit down and I actually notice I fit nowhere. I actually fit nowhere. I didn't do this shit to myself. I was born this way. No one understands how it is to live like this. And nobody should have to live like this because there's a stigma against making sure you don't live like this. And I'm sick and tired of having to go from feeling okay one minute and then the world crumbles the next. And then you have all of these things that's so good in the world, but mental health illness people run away from. And I kid you not, I don't want to have anything to do with a man that has bipolar disorder, because a person with bipolar disorder is looking at least 25 in life in their mind at least 5-6 times a day. So I don't want if I even think you have bipolar disorder, I don't want nothing to do with you. But guess what? I am one of the nicest people on this planet. This morning I was walking through here. With the acceptance, the understanding that I am a good person. I am a good person. I only want to be a good person in society. I only want to do productive things, but I can't even go out there and work for someone. If I go outside and work for someone and their phone rings a few times a day, I'm going to be dismissed from my job. They're going to find a way to not have me come back. It has already happened. But at the same token, I sit here and I say, okay, today I'm going to go in that room. I'm going to make my bracelets. I'm going to put my bracelets on Facebook. I'm going to do my thing. But guess what? I'm absolutely making bracelets for nothing. For absolutely nothing, because I have no one to buy the bracelets. I don't have money to make these things and just keep putting them out there. I don't have a problem with my kindness journey because it is who I am, but I can't afford it. So now I'm sitting here saying to myself, and right now, all I have in my head is the same thing round and round and round and round, like a tape recorder, and it is, I am a good person. So those are the things that happen to me to help dry up my tears, because I don't know if you notice it or not, but I am no longer in that state I was a few minutes ago, but I have to talk myself out of it all day long. All day long. And the only break I get from having to talk myself out of it is when I'm asleep. As soon as my eyes open, the horror returns. I don't get a break, and I'm tired of it. I'm absolutely tired of it. Tired of it. Absolutely tired of it. And I am absolutely, if I could absolutely get a bullhorn, go outside and just speak how I feel, I would. But you know what? I'm not going to fall down on any of this. I'm going to do the best I can with what I have. And that's it. That's it. That's all I can do. Because I kid you not, I'm doing everything in my power not to wear. That's it. I don't deserve to wear. But there are people that I see that think they can treat me a certain type of way. And then I feel like I need to service what they need. And and I shouldn't have to deal with that. So now, yesterday I said to myself, the only way to protect myself is not to be where I can be seen, or because if I'm not seen, then I can't see. That's it. It solves my problem. And then I had to go outside. I kept screaming because I was hoping and praying that just by the grace of God, a person or persons that I feel a certain way about is not crossing the street. That's it. And I had no other way to remove what was on my mind at that time. But I kept saying, please don't, just by the grace of God, don't let a person or said people cross the street while I was driving. And it's all I wanted. Just get me to the post office and get me back in that garage. That is it. That is it. When I see some of these people that are mentally ill go outside here, push people off the train station or whatever the case may be, and then you put them in a prison, and they're in prison playing with their own feces and rubbing their feces all over the wall and on people, and you don't have any right to mix those people up with the people you put up in that cage. And then on top of that, I have literally watched many of those shows, and those people have no business in there. And then it seems as if, I kid you not, it is true, we all know it. There is no way in America that you have this medical system the way it's supposed to be to help people, and the very medication that we have to take has so many side effects. There is no way in hell I'm supposed to take a medicine that takes out 11 of my damn teeth. Absolutely not. But I kid you not, I don't care, because I have options and choices, and I made sure I took care of that. But you have no right to be in this industry saying that you're helping people and you giving someone medication that you know is harming them. That is not good. That's not good. If I had the mental capacity to deal with blood, I might go to school for some type of medical so I can actually help somebody. But I feel so bad knowing I have to sit with my psychiatrist on the 29th of this month And that man sits in his office, and I love my psychiatrist. I hope nothing ever happens to that man because I probably love him like I would love my father. I mean, he is so beautiful. He helps me in every way. But when he sits down and he see me suffering, sweating and everything, he has never said it. But he knows that it's the medicine doing that to me. He knows it, and he doesn't know how to say it because I have no other options. Every medication that they tried me on, there is no other medication for me. We already been through it. He already explained it to me. I have no other options. The medication option that I have now is the only one in existence for me. Mm. Now you tell me how you would live with that. Absolutely, absolutely. No. Okay. We're not going to cry. That's not allowed in here. Absolutely. Not acceptable. Not acceptable. Mm-mm. Not acceptable. Not acceptable. That's not acceptable. That has to go. Throw it. Mm-mm. No way. I cannot imagine how people expect a person to live like that. And it is hard. It is hard. And for me, I I lean on the side of reasoning out things. And if I have to reason them out, opening my mouth, hearing my voice, it is a coping mechanism that I will endure. But the blessing is that when I was on 1,000 milligrams of another medication, I couldn't take a shower. I couldn't clean up. I couldn't do anything. I was horrified. I kept going to the doctor, telling the doctor I needed a different medication, but there was nothing at the time they could put me on. But I could not get in the shower. There was no way about it. So I had to get off that medicine regardless because one thing that I do know that there is a stigma against people that are depressed that can't get in the shower. I don't care what anyone says. I know depression. I'm going to get in that shower if I have to punch my own self in the eye because that shower is a saving grace for me. That is where I get in there and do my worshiping in the shower. So if I get to the point where I can't get in the shower or my mind tells me I can't get in the shower, then there is no reason for me to even bother anymore because now I can't manage myself because I can't be walking around here doing all what I'm doing, not being able to get in there and then get in my sheets. I can't do that. I feel a certain way about my sheets. You know what I'm saying? I feel a certain way. I'm very, very, very funny about my pillowcases. So it is what it is. That's why I'm thankful that I have my washing machine. When I moved in here, I gave away my washing machine. We weren't able to have it. Now, whoever the management is, they have come in here and I didn't hide that machine. I wasn't doing that. I have the opportunity to live somewhere. I'm bestowed the kindness and the trust of taking care of this apartment. I wasn't going to hide my machine, so I had my machine there. And there was 4 men in here that inspected my apartment. And I was a little upset because they just knocked on the door and was like, "Man, can we inspect?" And I'm like, "You don't want to give nobody notice? You give me time to clean my house? You just..." And then this man came back and told me, said, "Miss Johnson, they knew whose apartment they were going to." I said, "Okay." But I felt a certain type of way. Give me some time. I might want to run the vacuum cleaner. But I feel like nobody is listening. And now I have to go to my doctor. And I'm going to do everything in my power to maintain this sweating. But it's horrible to sweat like this. This morning I woke up and my teddy bear was under my head. I slept on my teddy bear, so my teddy bear was soaking wet. I was cold, everything. The window in there is wide open. And can you imagine how many people have a home that they actually, oh, I have all of this and they can't afford heat? So I'm like, when I look at the choices that I have and, I'm like, I'm thankful, so I don't want to be poor. Nobody with a good head wants to be poor. But I damn sure want heat in my apartment. I want hot water. I want to be able to flush where I don't have to keep on saying if it's mellow, let it settle, or whatever the case may be. You don't want to live like that and still say you have a house. I don't see the magic. I don't see the magic. I mean, but I have been seeing other people with a high budget, and they say, they're going to have heat in their home, especially if you have children. I mean, come on now, especially if you have children. Why would you have a kid in your house wearing 5 pairs of socks? You do what you have to do. Today, actually, there's this woman moving out of her apartment because she can no longer afford her apartment, so she's moving into her vehicle. And I just left a little kindness message, and I said, low income housing is not as bad as you think it is. It may not be in the neighborhoods that you want to live in, but I saw this man's video yesterday, and he made a whole lot of sense. He said instead of trying to live where you want to live because they have all this, and this, you need to be trying to live where your children can have the things that they need to be fundamental, because if they can't, then you're causing them to grow up a certain type of way, having restrictions on some of the things that we call basic, like water and heat. So one thing anyone can tell you, and if they don't tell you, then they're in the wrong location, or the temperature area or something is different. But if you live in low income housing, you're going to get heat. The heat does not need to be this high, but they cater to the senior citizens. And ding, 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 I am a senior citizen, but I'm going to tell you, you don't have to give me this kind of heat. This is atrocious kind of heat, but coming from where they say that the older people get really cold, so you have to deal with it. So instead of complaining about my heat, I will not be complaining. I'm going to open my window. And today, if I have to turn my fan on, I'm turning my fan on, point blank period. Turning my fan on. But I have gotten myself where I need to be. So your girl's about to get out this chair, and she's about to get that water. But I want to say thank you to everyone. Yesterday I saw my comments, and I couldn't even comment back. I looked at it, my head wasn't in a good space, and I just left it. But I kid you not, Beverly, I am so thankful I was able to get to the post office and mail your package. But right now, I'm going to make sure whatever I can mail out can slip in that mailbox downstairs. I went downstairs and I put my hand to see if I could stuff Beverly's thing in it. I couldn't, because it's only this wide. So I'm going to do everything in my power not to have to go to the post office. Not usually in January, I'm not outside. I usually do my home delivery through Instacart and stuff like that, but I am working so hard right now to find something to keep me from the dark side. And right now I chose to try to do shirts and see what I can do, but I can't have an abundance of shirts and they just sit here. So but at the same token, I don't want to be in a position where people feel sorry for me. I guess that leans on the side of feeling pity for you. I don't want to be in a situation like that. So today I said what I will do is sit down and do my bracelets. It's hard for me to do the bracelets sometimes because the beads keep falling out of my hands. Sometimes I can't hold them because of my arthritis. So I have to choose that. I do not want to pull out my crafting supplies and do my greeting cards, although that will solve all my problems. All of this will be gone, but I will not be able to stop the greeting cards. I will have to do the greeting cards from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. And that's when the abundance of cleaning comes in. And then I get to the point where I say, I'm going to use it again. And so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to use it again. And that becomes a habit. That becomes an excuse. And that comes into destruction of my spaces. So I have to do the math in my head the best way I can do the math in my head. So if you have some tea, have some tea. If you can't eat, prepare. That's the only meal I'm going to cook today. If I can't eat that, I'm not eating anything. I am not going to waste a meal. But I kid you not, that Campbell's chili and beans. I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy that again. I don't think I have another one. I think I bought that one, and I wish I had more because then I would be able to pop, drop, and eat. I have to go to things that I don't know who it was, but yesterday they said if you have to get the foods you have to eat. And now I understand why in one of the groups that I'm in, they are catering to buying what they can get in the can and pop and eat. And they're all senior citizens mostly. And now I'm sitting here seeing to myself that I just prepared what I actually wanted and I can't eat it. But it is what it is. But I kid you not, boys and girls. Oof. Mm, this is horrible. But I'm going to get up real quick and run my vacuum cleaner. It should be about 5:30. I try not to, but this right here is horrible. I can't do this any longer. Y'all have to admit this is a life that nobody would want. If you can't admit that, then you're not real with yourself. Because if you had to deal with what I'm dealing with, I don't think you would be able to do it. Not even the strongest person can actually sit down and endure sweating all day. It is horrible. The blessing is my body does not have pass by air. That I don't have. A few times a day, whether you see me wear the same clothes or not, my clothes are washed every single day. I don't care what you see. I might have wore that yesterday, that the day before. My clothes are washed and my underwear are changed at least 5 times a day. I am a lover for the baking soda on the body, baby. But the sweating is horrible. It's horrible. But I'm going to tell you something. This has nothing to do with my body. I went on Facebook. This sexy man is there with his body all out, and he got this little positive message. You know what I did? Scroll. Then I'm seeing somebody's greeting cards, somebody's bracelets, somebody's food, and I'm like, okay. And then we do a little comment. Next, this sexy man come up there. Scroll. And then I'm doing good. I'm focusing. I'm doing me. Then this man, and then he has this music, and then he got this swagger, and all I see is somebody. I told him, I said, you know what? You need to just get the hell off my screen. I said, don't come back on my screen no more. I typed it. Get the hell off my screen. Don't come on my screen no more. I said, you are illegal. Stay away. I said, ladies, stay away. Bye. But you know what? By me leaving that comment, because I checked first, he got a little blue circle around his thing. So I fed him when I made that comment. I felt so good, but I kid you not. I am not. Like I did say, it was 5 a.m. I'm doing everything in my power not to leave this apartment at 5 o'clock in the morning, because that passed by air, that man has that whole way. I am allergic to men, boys and girls. And no, I am not going to be one of those women that say they turn into a no. The siren was about to go. Let's keep it real, baby. There is no turning into anything. I cannot turn into a magician overnight. I don't give a damn what anyone tells you, but we are not going to eat that meal today. Not on this channel. Absolutely not. And anything you thought I was going to say, if you didn't hear me say it, stop, look, and listen, because you didn't hear me say it. Don't make an ass of yourself by assuming I was saying something, because you didn't hear me say it. That means I did not say it. Bottom line. Absolutely. So I'm going to make myself turn into a magician and get myself in that water. But I want to tell you something. I had 7 subscribers in one day. When I say God provides, I just need to take my provisions, work them to my benefit. And that is staying in this house, staying away from triggers, and being able to relax. But when I relax, if my hands are not moving, I cannot control my head. That's the problem. So I've been playing a game on Fetch. I don't play games unless they earn me money. I don't have any kind of time to waste. I wish I could bring in a machine or one of them little 5PSs and all that stuff, but there would be no way in hell I would bring that in my home unless it was earning me money. The abuse of time and the abuse of electricity, I cannot do. My head would never settle. Absolutely not. But I'm going to do a few more things around here. I was going to put these two chairs together today. I'm not. It's not called procrastination. I need something to do when it gets really dark, and those chairs are going to be the only thing, because all of the rest of the packages I have gotten for this month, other than some shirts that I have, don't even remember what they look like. But I was going to do the chairs today. I'm going to try not to allow me to have something to do tomorrow. But Facebook, I will scroll, whatever the case may be. I removed myself from about 5 groups yesterday, and I noticed that the groups are not the most positive. Although I was able to help, when people needed a way to look for apartments and stuff, but some people have a tendency of feeling that they're entitled, and I don't want to be a part of that. So I had to remove myself. Yesterday, someone got money from their apartment housing office. They're getting a new apartment, so they have a thing called furniture allowance, and the person got their furniture allowance, and she said, I got my furniture allowance, and this is a group for people who are looking for apartments, coming out of the shelter, whatever the case may be. And this woman said, oh, whatever, in this hood rat language, and then she said eyelashes, hair, bundles, and nails, and I'm like, oh my goodness, she actually said it. And there are people fighting for us to get out of low-income housing. So I couldn't believe what I saw. And she was yipping and yaying, and not the actual person who got the furniture money, the person who was commenting. So I commented at Trump right there, and I left it. Now, I didn't remove myself from the group at that time, because then my comment would be going away, and I was hoping that the person would comment back. But I'm going to tell you something I did. I was a bad girl, boys and girls, but it gave me a little bit of joy. I said I was going to tell the person what I did, and hopefully they understand. But at that moment, I needed to do it. My mind was in a certain place. But a woman put a comment up about something. It wasn't of major importance or whatever, but the bottom line is it was to engage. And in Facebook, you need rage bait. That's the bottom line. I don't care who doesn't tell you. So yesterday when I saw the comment, I said, did you get your cookie? And that was all I said. Did you get your cookie? And then the man came underneath my comment, and he said, shameful. And all I could do was laugh, boys and girls. If you could hear me in here laughing. And then a girl came in under that, a girl with blonde hair. I think she had pretty blue eyes. Definitely, I checked her profile to make sure I was talking to a real person. And she left me this message, let's say about 50 words, and telling me, oh, you probably eat a whole dozen of cookies and all of this stuff, not even realizing that she done fell into the rage bait. Now, I said, did you get your cookie? Who the hell knows what a cookie is other than a cookie you eat on the tray? So she did not go into rage bait to disrespect me, call me the N-word, boy-headed B-I-T-C-H. She didn't do any of that. She said, you might be the person that eat a whole dozen of cookies, and she just went in on me, and I'm like, ow, and I'm laughing and laughing and laughing, but I kid you not, she kept it as decent as she could, but she basically tried to hand me an ass whooping on a platter. So then I went back, because I need engagement. I went back and I said, if it's oatmeal raisin, I probably eat about, and answer the thing. And I'm hoping that she comments back. And then I'm going to say to her, I just hope you know you fed me and I fed you and you kept it decent. And then I would thank her, and I would just tell her, I did what I did on purpose. At the moment, I was feeling a certain type of way, and I just needed engagement. And that little bit of engagement gave me so many laughs in here. I was in here laughing. I'm like, I don't know how my neighbors deal with this big mouth woman over here, but I was laughing. There is joy in places you just don't know joy is. You just have to seek it. So, in that, I'm going to say thank you so much. I made my hour, and hopefully this gets 30 minutes, and then my analytics will go up, and I'm hoping to get that plaque, boys and girls. If I could live long enough to get that plaque, I think I can make it. I want the plaque. I want the plaque. But guess what? You see where YouTube has 500 500 subscribers, 3,000 watched hours. I'm not sure if I got it correctly, but we don't earn when we get there. To earn, you actually need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours. That 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours allows you to sell. You know what I'm saying? And that's not. I can't say more, but the gold and the cookie and all that other stuff is at 1,000 subscribers. But I saw a video yesterday. A girl was on YouTube for 10 years and she never made monetization. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus, that YouTube provides me something without earnings. Because if I was in it to try to earn, and it took me 10 years, I know I would have gave up. But YouTube for me is therapy. So, kid you not, if you didn't know, you know now. YouTube for me is therapy. So that's it. So thank you so much for allowing me into your home. But I think if I can master up the energy to focus, I think I will be sending some kindness bracelets in the mail soon, because that's what I want to do. And that's it. But thank you so much for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.